All right, the first thing we're going to work on and we're going to talk about today is the service points on this machine. Every grease point on this machine is marked with a teardrop tag, and not only is it marked with the location, but it's also going to tell you how often you need to do it. Like this one says weekly. They're all over the machine. There's 11 or 12 of them. Any moving part is going to have a grease point. We're going to make sure we want to take care of those. We get to this side of the machine. This is what makes this machine a bark blower. So we've got a 65 horse Cummins engine, direct coupled with a Lovejoy connector to a blower. This says service daily. There's an air filter in here that you want to make sure that you take this cap off, pull that air filter out, blow it out with a stream of air every day. I would suggest doing it first thing in the morning before this machine leaves the shop. Air is brought in through here, brought into the blower, is compressed and sent out through a pipe on the bottom of the machine, comes around the machine, and it goes to the discharge tube. This is what makes this a bark blower. You've got a chain floor. It brings the material back. It drops it into the vanes right here. They spin and drop the mulch into an airstream that sends out the discharge tube. The airlock spins twice as fast as the floor, and it's self-correcting. Whatever the chain floor is, the airlock will adjust. This is called a pick wheel. It's got these angle irons on here. It fluffs up the material as it goes into the airlock to make it flow a little bit better through the airstream. There are safety switches on this machine, here and here. This machine will not operate unless they are activated, so this door has to be closed and locked for that to happen. Now we move over to the controls of the machine. So the machine has a travel plug. That's this. This is waterproof. The pendant, which controls material flow, is not waterproof. So if you're traveling with this machine in bad weather, you want to make sure that the pendant is put away and the travel plug is being utilized. The pendant is also magnetic, so you can put it up there so it's easy to access, and you're not going to forget that you have it hooked up, so when you want to change that before you start traveling back. The remote is also magnetic. It'll stick to any metal surface on the machine, so if your crew happens to leave the job and forget to put it back in the box, hopefully when you get back to the shop it's still here because the magnets will keep it in place. This controls the entire machine. The only thing you can't do with this machine is start it. So the first thing we're going to do to start the machine is we turn the key one click. Control panel engine start turns orange. Press it once, it'll turn green. Press and hold to start it. Now to get control with the remote, you spin the remote to the right, it'll pop up, you'll see a black ring, a green button on the back, press and hold that. You have two lights flickering. Once that's flickering, we now have control of the RPMs of the machine. Now to get control of the rest of the machine, you simply hit material start, which starts to engage our airlock. We just hit material stop. It stops the airlock. We now have control of this machine. At this point, we can take up the RPMs as necessary. We can start and stop the airlock as necessary. When applying mulch and we start the airlock, we then need to increase the floor. The floor will start at 0. Multiple clicks on the floor increase will bring up the speed of the floor, start to move the mulch into the airlock and out the discharge tube. If we're working on a flower bed at one location and we need to just travel to another one by walking, we can hit material stop. Airlock stops. We'll still have airflow, but we'll have no material. We can then go to the next bed, hit material start again, airlock starts to spin. In a few seconds we have mulch and we're back in business. We're done at the end of the day or done at the end of the job. We stop the airlock, we bring the RPMs of the machine down. You hit that button, we can turn the machine off. We come back, we turn off the key. This is a 6-foot hot air lead. This would get attached to the discharge before we put the hose from the machine on there. It dissipates the heat because there's a lot of heat that is created from compressed air. This is called a cone. This will go at the end of the hose. It helps to dissipate the air and keep the mulch in a tighter stream for smaller areas. This is a clean out door once a day. You need to unthread these, drop this door down, clean out Any excess mulch that might be in here, it's going to be in the bottom of the chain. It's very important to do that at least once a day, or it could pack in there and cause some issues with the chain. When you're done, put it back up, tighten these up, and you're finished.